As I was telling a comedian last night, pretty famous comedian that I've stayed in touch with, that I'll leave out his name. I don't want him to get any backlash, but it's like when people kick people like me off YouTube, you're gonna feel it. You're gonna miss the guy that questioned the moon landing. You don't want to live in a homogenized, pasteurized world where everybody is like, we went to the moon. Jews are special boys that you can't criticize. Oh, you miss me. They miss me already, and they know it. I bet more than half of the Daily Wire staff watches the stream. They used to all the time. They went to see me in Irvine last time I headlined Irvine. The whole office. You don't think that those young dudes still watch me and wonder how we're going to get through this chaos that's ensuing in America? I sound a lot more confident, a lot more American. I have actual ideas. My life, as you can see, is thriving. Baby number 3 on the way. Paying off debt, getting healthy, growing beard, getting respect from Muslims with the beard. They're not listening to Jeremy Boring about how to have a family and how to grow crops, how to get around processed food, how to understand all the lies coming from this. By the way, you know what people keep talking about? Oh, there's going to be a one world religion. Watch out for the one world religion. There's going to be it's already here, guys. It's called science. Science is the one world religion. The priests wear lab coats. They say absolute nonsense. They charge you with blasphemy laws if you question the never-ending bullshit that comes out of their mouths. Science is the one world global religion. And I say global with irony. All right, so let's check out. So watch out for it. It is not set in reality at all. Science is a religion. There is no... Oh, someone sent me this. This is pretty funny. This is when you and you have to break the spell of it. You can't say that it's real, or else you'll fall into the trap. It's not real. Here, this is funny. The USS Al Gore, and it's just covered in ice. There is no global warming. None. Oh, sorry, it's not real. The family. Jeremy Boring considers that a man who's unraveling. That's a man who is crushing. The one world religion is here, and it's called science, and it relies on you not knowing it's a religion. Guys, you can't even have a fire of any kind using any chemicals in a vacuum. I'll show you guys doing... The real scientists, as described, doing experiments, are out there. They're just getting kicked off YouTube. There's people with vacuum chambers that are doing experiments to see if it's even possible to have fire or jet propulsion in a vacuum. You know, it isn't, just to let you guys know. But let's check out whether or not things burn in a vacuum. Here we go. Oh, who is this guy? I'll give him props. This guy's name is...
Hi everyone, welcome back to Cody's Lab. So in this video I'm going to be igniting several different materials inside of a vacuum chamber. But first I'm going to be starting with some brown paper at normal Earth atmosphere.
There you go. So here he is.
As you can see, I'm lighting it with my laser.
I have to do commentary.
Able to ignite it.
So here he is. He's burning. Okay. He's burning paper.
Let's close the door.
He's burning
Pump
paper.
out the air.
He's closing the door.
See what difference it makes.
Let's see the difference it makes.
Now that most of the air is gone, let's shoot it with the laser again and see if it still ignites. As you can see, there is no ignition.
Okay, so there's no ignition with paper. Oh, how dare you? They don't use paper. Okay, so we'll just... This is pretty long, so we'll go to the next one.
Made a nice little smoke ring there that shot out and then fell.
Which one's this?
I don't know if you could tell, but the smoke did rise up, and then it expanded the plastic.
What is
About 7 millimeters of mercury.
Mercury.
Let's zoom back out here. Now I'm going to unplug the vacuum pump.
He's unplugging the vacuum
That way
pump.
I don't have too much disturban in the airflow inside the chamber. Now we're going to see if the smoke rises when I shoot my laser at this black plastic.
We're now going to see if the smoke rises if he shoots the laser at the black plastic.
Made a nice little smoke ring there.
All right, so I'm just summing things up here. Nothing. All right, so what is this? Let's get into the stuff that rockets are used with.
paper failed to burn because it didn't have any oxygen. So how about something that has its own oxidizer,
Whoa.
such as gunpowder?
Ooh.
See, this is a mixture of charcoal, sulfur, and potassium nitrate. When heated, the potassium nitrate gives off oxygen, which the sulfur and charcoal uses to burn. So I've got a little
That's
bit
what-
sitting in there.
It's sitting in
Let's
there.
apply the laser goggles,
Time to apply the laser goggles.
and let's light it off.
This is Cody's lab, by
First
the
in
way.
the atmosphere, and then in the vacuum.
So in the atmosphere, how does gunpowder? Boom, gunpowder.
Okay, as you can see, it produced lots of smoke and burned rather quickly.
Right, which is what happens when you sign too many executive orders. Now let's put in the vacuum chamber.
Most of the air is now gone. Let's see what happens.
Let's see what happens. Nothing.
The gunpowder did not ignite.
Gunpowder
I
didn't.
saw some smoke coming off of it, so I know it burned.
I'm going to do a little commentary. So right now, people might be saying, "But biggest of bears." It rockets from NASA don't fly with rocket powder or gunpowder. You must be one of those retards. All right, let's continue.
Particles, and so the flame or the fire does not happen. Also, some of you know that when burning gunpowder in open air, it just sort of burns with a bright flame and lots of
Very interesting stuff. Oh yeah, subscribe to him, Scott Manley. Yeah, just check that out. Giving credit where credit is due. Let's continue. He has some good
be
stuff.
burning some rocket candy.
Rocket
this
candy.
is a mixture of sugar, potassium nitrate, and iron oxide. This is used in amateur rockets because the ingredients are readily available and the amount of thrust it produces is quite high.
Yep,
So,
a lot of thrust.
let's light this on fire and see how it does. So this is in Earth atmosphere.
So here we have an Earth's atmosphere. Gravy.
As you can see, it burns rather rapidly, producing a little bit of thrust even. As you can see towards the end, it moved it around.
Because
So now let's try it.
rockets in our atmosphere are real. I'm not saying rockets are fake in our atmosphere, like Patriot missiles, like those. Not only is that real, it's very, very obviously real. Scud missile, a lot of missiles, a lot of rocketry. Rocketry is real. I'm talking about rocketry in space.
Vacuum.
Now let's check it out in a vacuum.
No ignition.
As you can see, there's no ignition.
That's interesting.
Very interesting for all of us.
I did see some little poofs as it tried to burn, but it was unable to sustain itself. So even when it's in one solid piece, it can't chain and
It can't chain, nothing about it works. All right, so now let's do the next one.
burn. Wait. It's kind of smoldering, and it's out. Acetone peroxide in the atmosphere in 3, 2, 1.
Oh, there it is.
Yes, that's
like Joe Rogan
little
at a
bit
gay
more
bar.
volatile than gunpowder is.
That's how Joe Rogan reacts when he sees a dude's dick.
Acetone peroxide in vacuum in 3, 2, 1.
That's like Joe Rogan when he's on cocaine. His dick doesn't work. See, that's Joe Rogan when he sees another dude's dick when he's on too much blow.
It still didn't burn.
No burning. And then he gets mad at his own dick.
I'm actually disappointed. It needs something to confine it in order to get it to burn and then eventually explode. And
Someone just
An atmosphere-
brought up something. That's interesting. Spoken like a true scientist. Right now, Neil deGrasse Tyson would be dumping gasoline around this whole experiment and lighting it on fire and going, "What you see here is nothing. It's just a common warehouse fire. Give me money now, please, so I can go rape girls."
pressure of the atmosphere does it, but in the vacuum, there's nothing there. So far, nothing I've tried has been successful, but I was thinking about it, and everything I've tried up to this point has produced gases as a product of its combustion. So I
very
thought,
interesting.
what if I tried something that didn't produce gases? How about some thermite? This is a
Ooh.
mixture of iron oxide and aluminum. Well, normally this is actually magnesium powder because I didn't have any aluminum on hand, but the idea here is that
By the way, this guy here, Cody, still thinks the Earth is a ball. He's still trying to prove the Earth is a ball. Just to let you know, this saloon welcomes people seeking the truth. It doesn't matter what you've come up with yet, as long as you are seeking the truth. Right now, he's still trying to figure out how those darn rockets work in the vacuum. And he's doing a damn good job at it, too.
will not produce gases. Might make a little bit, but primarily the product of the reaction is going to be molten iron.
Whoa.
And molten iron, of course, is not a gas, so it's not going to leave as quickly, so maybe it can help chain the reaction along.
That's why they call Joe Rogan in the gay community molten iron, because after he dumpster pumps, he doesn't leave too quickly, and the gays get pissed. They're like, get out of here. We don't want to talk to you. He's like, but have you ever thought about DMT? They're like, get out of here. The only good thing about being gay is that people leave after pumping. And Joe's like, but I want to cuddle and talk about Duncan Trussell.
Let's test this out. This is a thermite reaction in Earth's atmosphere.
There we go.
Here we go. That burned up. I can see that there's little bits of iron, some magnesium oxide floating around.
Hey guys, giving me your speeches about why you support Trump, I don't care at all. I shouldn't have even brought up politics. It was a mistake. Well, let's just talk to the people for real quick. Bringing up politics I now realize was a mistake. I am on a level where I can discuss things and not get upset about them, which is ironic because I can get upset about things. I see it all as nonsense. So when I'm talking about Trump doing something, people now are like, well, I support Trump because he's against normalization. I'm like, dude, stop. The whole fight is at home in your community. Donald Trump will do absolutely nothing for anything you care about. That's my opinion. And if you feel the need that you have to, if you have your opinion and you're confident in your opinion, you can just sit back and enjoy the experiments. If you want to just keep telling me why you support Trump, I always supported Trump. He's now signing executive orders that could potentially come at me personally. Not me being kicked off YouTube. No, Trump doesn't give a fuck about that. If you criticize the country of Israel in school, you will be fired or expelled. If you support that, you're fucking retarded, and I don't care. Keep it to yourself. Trump is not a guy to get morality from. He's just a dude. He's just a guy with retarded fucking hair who runs around with grabblers. I don't have to like him, and if you fucking want to just push it, I've supported him in times when it's insane. And it's like, what has he done for us? Nothing. So that doesn't give you despair. It allows you to know that presidents aren't designed to help you at all. Let me show you my giant coin again. In the 2000 election, who is the right answer? You have, this is how American politics work, and I'm guessing this is how politics work all over the place. You have George W. Bush, who was part of 9/11, who signed in the Patriot Act. And then you have Albert Gore Jr., a fraudulent grifter who started a global warming hoax that he profited off in the around $500 million when he sold Current TV to Qatar. This was your choice. Does that seem like a fucking choice? Who's the right answer? George W. Bush, a guy that started all these wars to find bin Laden, a guy that signed in legislation to take away your freedom, and we're also traumatized by 9/11. Do you know who did the security of the 9/11 towers? This guy's brother. Did you know that? George Bush's brother was the head of security for the 9/11 towers. They didn't talk about that in the media because they're part of the same system. That's not the good guy. That's not the good guy. They're both bad guys. So what do? I've known about this for a while. You realize that they will not help you. He ran against immigration, and there's never been more. Exactly. He ran against censorship. There's never been more attacks ever against the conspiracy truth community. Under Obama, there was not this deplatforming. There was not this amount of... I wasn't kicked off Twitter under Obama. I wasn't kicked off YouTube under Obama. I wasn't kicked off Facebook under Obama. All under Trump. And so not only is he not helping, he's Like, everything has gotten much, much worse in the quote-unquote truth community under Donald Trump. He has not signed one order to tell Silicon Valley that they can't deplatform people like me. What he just signed shows that he can sign orders that'll make it so you're not allowed to criticize Jews. Under President Barack Obama, I never was kicked off any social media. You could post videos all day long about the nature of the earth and you can criticize Israel and all this stuff. Under Trump, it's all changed. Oh yeah, and there was never red flag laws under Barack Obama. Never. I now understand what it is. Like, you put up a guy like Trump and then he's like, our guy. Oh, he'll criticize. And vaccine laws have gotten way worse under Trump. Like, all this shit that he ran on. Nothing he's done. And it's like, think about the news has gotten more crazy. You know, everything is revolved around him. Everything's revolved around his fake impeachment, nonstop. So, that's it. And I don't care because I've known for a long time that Barack Obama was not here to help black people and Donald Trump is not here to help Americans. And it's like, that's just reality. So what do? Do you get sad? Do you watch your pornos? Do you do your methamphetamine? No. Do you stop having kids? No. The whole reason this is happening is because people aren't having their fucking babies. Donald Trump is pushing to make it so no one can recognize the Armenian genocide. Why? Because the people you're not allowed to criticize were the causes of the Armenian genocide. It wasn't, quote unquote, Muslims. And it's like they'll try and keep silencing forever. And the reason Trump can get away with all this silencing is because he makes people like us think he's our guy. He's not. Trump doesn't help anyone getting kicked off YouTube. He doesn't help anyone getting kicked off Twitter. It's gotten dystopian in the social media world. What's Trump done? He signed an executive order. It had nothing to do with building the wall. It had nothing to do with putting Hillary Clinton in jail. It had nothing to do with anything. And then his keynote speaker was Alan fucking Dershowitz, a guy who has just been accused by a bunch of kids that he fucked them. All right, now let's continue looking at vacuums because this is what actually matters. Truth, what our reality is. It's not about waiting for Daddy Donnie to do something. He's not your friend. He's not your savior. He's a public servant. Serve us, Don. We voted for you. Do what we want. Close the borders. Let us speak. Let us keep our guns. Ensure our freedoms. Barack Obama had less censorship, less immigration, less threats on guns than Donald Trump, and that is a fact. Now go fuck yourself if you want me to sit around and think that I should be so fucking grateful that you didn't start yet another war. They might have. I know people that are in Iran right now. Do you? I do. All right, now let's continue. So here, Cody is now trying to set on fire some other fucking thing. Here we go. This is in the vacuum.
A little bit of smoke, but again, that's probably just from contaminants that burned up. So there we go. Let's try it in the vacuum. I did not get an ignition.
Whoa, no ignition.
I see pieces flying all over the place.
I can sum up a lot of this for you guys. Nothing burns in a vacuum. Let's just keep going.
Pile around quite so much.
Uh-oh, here Cody's about to shoot up some heroin. He shouldn't have put... I'm just kidding, Cody.
Okay. I'd say that's fairly well cooked. Let's try it out in a thermite mixture. This time it's been baked. It's inside of a vacuum. Let's see if we can get it to light.
Let's see if we can get it to light.
There's sparks. Oh, it's burning. It is actually burning. Oh, that is cool.
There you go.
It actually burned. It burned very slowly, but it actually worked.
So he did.
Oh, that was cool.
So he did, after a while, find something that sparked a little bit. Okay, now let's watch. What is a rocket? Do I have to sound like Neil My Ass Tyson? What is? All right, so this is a space shuttle blimp. The space shuttle's a blimp. Let's watch this. This is by the great David Weiss. A Jew who probably does not want this censorship because it's fucking really, really bad for Jews. All right, here we go. The space shuttle bounce.
T-minus 15 seconds. The sound suppression water system has been activated. We have a go for main engine start. And we have main engine start. 2, 1. Booster ignition and liftoff of Discovery, celebrating its 25th birthday by racking up science and supplies to the space station.
Houston now controlling the midnight ride of Rick Sturckow and his crew to the International Space Station. Discovery rolling onto the proper alignment for its 8.5-minute ride to orbit. 4.5 million pounds of hardware and humans taking aim on the International Outpost.
T-minus 15 seconds. Sound suppression water system has been activated.
Just so I can give a little commentary, I know people are going to say, well, they set fire to it in the atmosphere, and then when they go into space, they keep like a thing around it, so the vacuum, just stop. It's a fucking balloon. And by the way, Weiss definitely gives me full permission to use these videos. He's my buddy. He's the Junicorn. Commentary, look, so much gravy, so much commentary. Gravy, commentary.
Main engine start.
Ah, pour that gravy on me.
Yeah, main engine start. 2, 1.
Ah, bouncing up and down, that's not... By the way, so if there's anyone in the chat that's like, listen, I work for the Navy, I see missiles. Anybody that actually has ever been in the military knows this is not the nature of missiles. Missiles, they go... It isn't like, and then they slowly lift up. No, that's how a fucking hot air balloon works. They don't go, and then slowly gain speed. No, a missile goes, because it's an explosion, and then it just, this is nothing like a fucking rocket.
2, 1. And main engine start. 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 2, 1. Booster ignition and liftoff of Discovery, celebrating its 25th birthday.
Okay, if you took away all of the show around it, that's exactly how a balloon looks. Do you guys want to know who the main consumer of helium is in the world? NASA. That's exactly how a hot air balloon goes. It goes, truth, right? Are people, if there's anyone in the military here that wants to talk about missiles, ask them about missiles. Missiles just ignite and go, no delay, exactly, and it's violent. It's just, it isn't this whole like, here we go. Oh, it's all fucking, well, just wait till, this is just the beginning, guys. I got sidetracked talking about politics, which I won't do again. And by the way, politics do matter. Who your sheriff is, school board, state politics. you know, I always have said Trump is better than the alternative, but lately I truly don't know. I like what he's doing is insane. I just don't care. Like that's their battle. That's their stupid Pharisee bullshit. Like, oh, we signed a law that we no longer have big noses. Oh, boo-hoo. It's like, I don't want any part of that. It's like he could have signed him signing that executive order was terrible optics for us because it's like, so now we know he can. He can. Because before it's like, oh, if he signed an order, everybody will come at him and blah, blah, blah. It's like, no, he just did. He just signed an order that you're not allowed to make fun of the big Jew nose. It's like, so he can. So now every time he doesn't, you're like, and you want to know how long this stuff lasts for? You want to know how long people sit around and they go, well, I mean, he's doing the best he can. Is as long as the fucking economy is good. If we have another Great Depression, which we will, all of this doesn't matter at all. And I would never want to be part of a population that everyone resents. The media and everybody are pushing a fake resentment of whites. I get white as a social construct, whatever. It's just true. It's just easy language. A fake resentment of white males. Oh, everyone's mad at white males. No, they're not. When people see other white people, which we are the majority in America, no one's like, oh no, white privilege, right, cis white. That's not true. What's true is people are starting to resent the people that everyone is like, well, they could work more to get the welfare, or why are we not allowed to criticize Israel? Why do we build walls around Israel but not our own country? Those people are safe as long as the economy is still a balloon. As soon as it goes down, no one cares. Right now, a lot of people are not speaking their mind or doing anything because they have a job. As soon as that job is gone and their family is starving, who the fuck wants to be Ben Shapiro? All right, watch this. Nobody, and you couldn't, that's why this is all so stupid. Because if you fight against it and you're like, oh, how dare the Jews? Guys, they're not in a good position. You are. Like, get chickens, grow your food, pray to God, have a big family, thrive, do what you do. Start that business. Go into a business with your brother. Work, get a community. It's like life is great. I think life is on the ascent. I think things are getting better and better and better every day. And the demons that run it and control it are so paranoid. And they realize that the dams are breaking so that us commoners, us unwashed masses can actually see the light again. Like, the light is returning, guys. It's not going away. And so they're doing everything they can to keep, like, they're literally putting fake clouds in the sky so people don't see the sun. You understand that? All right. This is not depressing. I think that sometimes I don't realize when I attack politics or criticize something that people put so much of their soul and emotions in that they'll spiral. I put none in it. So that's why I can just flippantly like talk about it and people will spiral. But like, don't put your heart in that shit. That's not where anything important is. They're just demons thrashing. But BB is still funny. Yeah, Trump is funny. He is. And I was never attacked under Obama like I am under Trump. Oh, so that means you're the left? Are you some kind of tranny fucking Muslim? No, I'm just a guy speaking exactly what he believes. Here we go.
Backing up science
And I think I also am completely aware, and some people aren't aware of this, that the government is under man. They work for us. They're not our rulers. That's not real. Like, the government is supposed to serve you. You vote for Donald Trump because he's supposed to limit immigration, stop censorship, promote family values, stop this bullshit, drain the swamp, all this shit. He did none of it. And you still support him. Because of what? Fear of Muslims? Fear of the left? What is the left? Like, when you vote for a man, you say, do what we want. Your entire base wants Hillary Clinton in jail, a wall to go up, and family values to return to America. We want the media to stop lying. We want to kill the pedophiles. Where is it? And everyone's like, just wait. 4 years it took him. He can't sign executive orders. Oh, he just signed an executive order. What was that for? Is that for the stuff that all the voters wanted? No, you can't make fun of Jews anymore. Don't eat their shit.
Station. Booster ignition and liftoff of Discovery, celebrating its 25th birthday by racking up science and supplies to the space station.
Houston now controlling the midnight ride of Rick Sturckow and his crew to the International Space Station. Discovery rolling onto the proper alignment. Discovery rolling onto the proper alignment. Discovery rolling onto the proper alignment. Sturckow and his crew to the International Space Station. Discovery rolling onto the proper alignment for its 8.5-minute ride to orbit. 4.5 million pounds of hardware and humans taking aim on the International Outpost.
All right, so as somebody who's worked in entertainment,
Hardware and
you have to understand all of this cutting, all of the cutting and all the camera angles, it's all deception. The reason they've never shown a rocket take off and just watch it is because they can't, because you would see fake. It would just take off and fall into the ocean. I don't get mad about fucking Trump. Who cares? Let's get past it. You're right, though, Denmark Bear. I did not really eat enough today. So I'm a little jacked up. So compare that to the Daily Wire, where he just lies for money. Yeah, maybe I'm a little jacked up today, thinking about rocket ships. All right. So anyway, this editing is deceptive.
National Outpost. Start. 2, 1. Boost ignition and liftoff. 7 seconds of the flight. Beginning to burn down. Stand by for the throttle and Solid rocket booster separation confirmed. Guidance now.
Okay, this is a big one. This is a big one to show deception. That's 20 miles away. This is all audio deception, right? These are official NASA videos, right? So you hear applause. So your brain thinks, oh, people are approving. And then you hear, okay, that's not possible under the laws of physics. You can't hear shit from that far away. They're doing a movie set. Watch this. This is so telling.
Solid rocket booster separation confirmed. Guidance now converging. Discovery's onboard computers commanding the main engine nozzle. Nozzles to swivel, aiming the shuttle for its precise target in space for main engine cutoff.
Sound good.
Nonsense.
Discovery Houston,
Yep.
negative return.
And now the emotional mind control. Commentary. I'm giving commentary. Reaching for the stars. You're going to be a star, kid. That's right. But see, this is when things get extra interesting. That's when things get extra interesting. Oh, I'll show you another video that my friend Weiss made. This is called It's a Balloon. Hang on. I like the music, Weiss. Very funny stuff. The silly gamma male fails again. The Ballooney Tunes. Bum, 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 bum. There's a balloon. That picture always gets me. And by the way, all the gamma males and the liars and the shills, they'll just be like, oh, wait a minute, was that Frame Belly? 1 second. Yeah. Those Big Bear, that's metal. People literally said that. Like, look at that. That's metal. That's metal. It's like, what? It's hilarious. All right, what else we got here? Yeah, someone tried to call me. I want to see who this was. Because when it's local, I always need to make sure that everything's cool. Give me 1 second, guys. Oh, how dare you? How dare you? Oh, hey, it's Owen. Were you calling me? Is my bike in? Let me call you guys back in a little bit. All right, later. Yeah, I knew it was the bike shop. I don't want to give out all my information on a live stream because I'm not a full-blown retard. BB, I was just near Kennedy Space Center for the Falcon 9 launch on December 5th. I saw the rocket, but didn't seem like a balloon or all balloons. Hey, Squatting Thunder Bear, you want to get banned for life? You're the same guy that's been ankle biting with Cowboy Bear for months about how the world's really a big ball. I was just there. Are they all balloons? Yes, they're all balloons, Squatting Thunder Bear. Nah, I'm banning them. Hey, Big Bear, I know your intentions, Squatting Thunder Bear. You don't think I know who you are? And banned for life. Oh, Owen has lost his mind. He's even banning his old bears. I know exactly who he is. Him and Cowboy Bear have been going at it for months now, being like, hey, man, if you guys want to come over to our channel and see why all the math is wrong and why the world is really a spinning ball, come check it out. I was with you, sir. It's like, hey, man, I was just there to check out, and it didn't seem at all like a missile. Let's get the fuck out of here, man. You've run out. You're done, Squatting Thunder Bear. I get it. You guys are quote-unquote engineers. And in order to keep your jobs, you have to believe... All right, so you think you're truth tellers. So it's like, okay, in order to keep your job, you have to believe a lie. In order to believe a lie, you have to admit that you're a liar. Or everybody saying the truth is really the liar. So no more of you. It's not too hard to figure out your train of thought, Squatting Thunder Bear. So you're an engineer, and there's no curve in any of your plans. Like, okay, if you build a 20-mile bridge, there isn't any curve accounted for in any of the blueprints. And if you say that, you won't be able to get any jobs, right? Do you understand how much it would have to curve? One actually very truthful engineer tried to set up an experiment. It was called forcing the line. I believe he was fired for this. It was to take all these beams and make them right angles so that the beams, you'd line them up for like 2 miles, and one beam would be based off the first beam, off right angles of the first beam, and the second line would be based off of a level. So as the lines went, you would see the curve. And the curve obviously would never appear because there is no curve. 8 inches per mile squared is very easy to understand. So, okay, in 2 miles, so 2 squared is 4. 4 times 8 is 32. So in 2 miles, there would be 32 inches of curve. This is all you need to know. And this is how the math works. 3 miles, 3 times 3 is 9. And then 9 times 8 is 72. So after 3 miles, see how it's exponential. That's why it's not 8 inches a mile. It's 8 inches per mile squared. So 10 miles, 10 times 10 is 100. 100 times 8 is 800. It'd be 800 inches in 10 miles. This is why 0 lighthouses would work on a globe Earth. None. You would not be able to see the lighthouse. It's that remarkable. And so that's why when I know people know the math, and I know engineers know, and they're just lying, and I know why they're lying, and I gave you leeway. I just said, don't ankle bite me. Don't come to my channel and spit your lies. You can sit back, but there's a problem with a lot of these people. They're incapable of it because they won't admit they're lying. 8 inches per mile squared is the curve of the Earth. Allegedly. 10 miles would be 800 inches of curve. Not only can you not observe that, it's preposterous. That's why when you look across Lake Michigan at points and you see the Chicago skyline, people spiral because it's not supposed to be there. You can see too far. And our technology has went past their lies. You know, the Canon camera that can zoom in 83 times and record it has proven without question that there is no curve of the Earth. That's why this is all spiraling. And so when Squatting Thunder Bear and his little band of merry fags wants to come in here and be like, well, I know why they're doing it. He's an engineer who won't admit he's lying. Because if he does, he loses his job. And if he doesn't, he has to admit he's a liar. He will not do either thing. I get it, buddy. I told you guys to just be quiet or do it at your own channels. But if you're going to come in here and try and sow doubt amongst my people, and I know why you're doing it, that fucking space shuttle is a balloon. That isn't how missiles work. And their entire motivation is simply that they don't want to lose their job. Fine. Don't come in here and sow lies. Because the way that a liar works is they have to either admit they're a liar and that they're lying to keep their job, or they have to invert the world to fit their lie. Because they can't face reality. That they have to keep their mouth shut about something to keep their job. They want to look in the mirror and say, I'm a truth teller. I seek truth. Even though it's very, 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 very obvious that there is no curve. The 800 inches divided by 12 is 66.6 feet. Yeah. It's because there's sixes and everything. The tilt of the Earth is 66.6. It's going 66,000 miles an hour. It's all stupid. All right. They poked the wrong bear. Yeah, I'm not. The irony, one of the reasons I'm so effective is I'm compassionate. Like, I know he's wrong and I know what he's doing. And I told him, you can hang out. Just don't ankle bite. The reason gamma males do this, I have compassion for them. That's why I understand them. I don't want to just kick out Squatting Thunder Bear, but like, he can't help himself because he won't face that he's a liar. Because he's in a corner. It's like, okay, they're 8 inches per mile squared. It's not up for debate, guys. That is the curve of something that's allegedly 23,000 miles in circumference. All the math is around that. 8 inches per mile squared. 8 inches per mile squared. That's all you need to know. That's the curve of the alleged sphere Earth. It isn't there. You can see it isn't there. You can look in blueprints. Everything is provable. I would not go out on this limb unless I could back it up. I didn't want to go on this limb. You can be fired for anything without a contract. Yeah, exactly. I love BB's passion. It's refreshing. Thank you. Gamma sympathy is a game changer for everyday life. It is. I understand them. I understand them. A lot of gammas act the way because their dad sucked. Their dad was a liar and they won't admit it, and they won't admit the cruelty that they faced as a child. So they have to make the whole world fit their life. I get it, but I'm not going to put up with it. And it's the same with the lies. It's like, let's say you work in a school system and you have to teach evolution as part of your curriculum, and you're a Christian. So you have to either admit that you're teaching lies, or you have to bend the world to fit. And that's where these fucking books come from. Like, Understanding Creation and Evolution. This is all gamma shit. This is all written by someone who won't admit they're lying. Okay, so your job depends on lying. Okay, think about all the, like, evolution is 100% in opposition to Christianity, in opposition to Islam, in opposition to what is alleged to be Judaism. You can't have it both ways. You can't say that God sees human beings as special in any way. And then for some reason we had to sit around for 100 million years as giant lizards fucked and killed each other and slowly fucked their way into chaos and mutation until, you know, early, like, retarded humans were around, and then slowly with DMT and fucking mushrooms, they slowly became, that's not Christianity. That has nothing to do with God. That's chaos. That's upside down. So if you have to teach that in school, you have two options. Admit you're a liar. Admit you're going against your religion, or try and bend the entire world to fit it. Does no one see what's happening in our world these days? People are refusing to admit the lie because of money. They have jobs, they have careers, they have debt. So these are the two options. You either admit you're lying for money, which is the better option. Say, okay, I know evolution is fake, but I have to teach it or else I can't provide for my family. That is less bad. The Bible says, you know, if you can't provide for your family, you're worse than an infidel. Yeah, Muslims aren't the only ones who use terms like infidel. Christians just forgot how to do it. So you're worse than the savage pagan if you can't provide for your family, right? So you can do, like, it says not to have a Christmas tree. I have a Christmas tree. I admit to myself that this is a fight I don't want to have with my wife. They seem to enjoy it. It is what it is. I'm not going to bend reality and say, oh, what the Bible really means about not bringing in a tree like the pagans is something completely different. That's gamma. That's the difference. There is no curve of the earth. 8 inches per mile squared. And the evangelicals of sin are the ones that won't admit to themselves that they can't admit it without. The biggest bridges in the world are all built by, like, royal society, people with knighthoods, people, high-level Freemasons, people that have sworn secrecy to a lot of these secrets. Why do you think that people don't want this to get out? Because it's a way to control people. Hidden knowledge. Ask the Vatican about hidden knowledge. Hidden knowledge is the way to control people. Unfortunately for them, technology has went too far. The average person can now see too far. It's obvious. So if people want to, like Squatting Thunder Bear, refuses to admit to himself that he's lying for his job. And so now he has to come in here and ankle bite and invert. And, like, all the Jews have to do is admit that Jesus was good. And so much of their problems would go away. They don't have to even say that he was the Messiah, the Savior of man. Just admit that advocating for his murder was bad. It was. That's objectively true. So it's like the Ben Shapiro's, not only, they can't admit that to the point where they now are claiming Jesus was a criminal. That not only was it good, he's burning in a lake of piss and shit for eternity. That's in the Talmud. Okay? The reason they act like this is because they won't admit simple realities. And how do I know this? Because I've had to admit some pretty devastating shit to my life. Like, I had to admit that to stay in Hollywood, I had to agree that a 3-year-old could be tranny. Do you think it was easy for me to give up my reputation, my job, my touring ability? I had a baby. I was in credit card debt. These things were not easy for me. But when you go through these trials, you get knowledge. And I have knowledge, and I will now show people what I know. And yeah, Denmark Bear, I'm a little underfed today, but I think people are enjoying it. I'm getting a lot of preaches and amens and stuff in the chat, so I know I'm not too far off the beaten path. The tree thing is about idol worship. Yeah, and I don't worship the tree, and I get it. It's not a big deal. But I'm not going to twist the Bible and say, it's not really, what that means is, it means don't bring in, you know, a tree with like a dude hanging from it. It's just they forgot to put in that part. I can't even think of a fucking lie about it. But it's like, the whole thing is just admit something. And you will live a much better life if you simply say, I'm forced to teach evolution to pay off my debt and to feed my family. Evolution is a lie. I'm not going to try to flip the entire world to do that. Everybody has something in their life that they have to face like that. And it's like, that's not a big deal. Just do that. It's so much worse to say, I am a noble man. I never been the truth. So that means that evolution and creation do not contradict itself at all. And I will force this to be true until the day I die. Guess what that is? You just damned yourself. Intent matters. And of course it does. SBB, most of the problems would evaporate if the Jews just said Christ was just a good guy. But see, the way that this all works, and the Jews are damning themselves with this legislation. It's not anti-us. I truly pray for the Jews. It's like watching an addict. Like squatting Thunder Bear. That behavior is very similar, guys. It's like they won't simply admit that Jesus was good. You don't have to, like Muslims disagree with a lot about Jesus, but they admit he was a prophet. He was sent from God. They don't even think he died. Fine. But to say he's a criminal, that he's burning in hell, like these come from Gamma. This comes from not admitting what you did was wrong. And it was wrong. It's objectively wrong to take the life of Jesus Christ. He was a good man. Doesn't matter your theology. There is no argument that that man deserved to die. And so to not admit that, to not just simply come clean and say, yeah, that was bad, our bad. Instead, you have the Dershowitz and Epstein's and all these people trying to literally flip the entire world to fit their lie versus, and guys, it doesn't work. The world does not get flipped. I can say all day that this cup is a fucking fish. It's not. All day long, I can say that this is I'll put this on my head and I'll say it's not a cup head. I don't have a cup head. Oh, how dare you? It's a cup head. It's a cup hat. All day long. And that's the thing. It's like you will be shamed by retards. Retards will shame you. Who cares? Let him go. And Squatting Thunder Bear, I never said he has to believe what I believe. This is how they twist my words. They'll say, oh, if you don't agree with Owen Benjamin, he will ban you from his saloon. Well, A, good. Get the fuck out. And B, I didn't say you have to agree with me. All I said is don't come in here and push your shit. That's it. And if you can't follow those rules, I know why you can't, because you're a Gamma. I simply say don't come in here and snip. And I've had a few talks with Squatting Thunder Bear about this. You can believe that the earth is a spinning ball all you want, but do not come in my chat. And when I'm not looking at the chat because I'm too busy crushing and showing great videos to try and sow doubt, because the only reason you're doing it is your own problems. You're not here to try and free people, to try and give them information. You don't think we all know the NASA narrative? We all went to school. This is the narrative. This is what's in all the schools. You're not illuminating anything. What I'm doing has value and it's banned, and I'm banned, and I'm kicked off platforms, and I'm shamed. And people write up narratives about me that are false, that I'm like crazy, and that he's lost his mind. The reason is because it's different than your nonsense. Your point of view is not valuable. The reason Squatting Thunder Bear and Cowboy Bear, with all their experiments and all their come see how the world's really a sphere by these two engineers, the reason that there's like 8 people there is because we've heard it. And we can see too fucking far. 8 inches per mile squared. Well, that only works on a model. No, that's it. That's all it is. And so if I ask you, don't come in here and ankle bite and snip and sow doubt, and you can't follow that, I will kick you out. I am not telling you how to think. I'm telling you how to behave. And I have fought way too hard and been through way too much shit to have thousands and thousands of people here on a brand new site that no one even heard of a month ago, to have these little shit bags come in here and be like, well, you can't handle me. You can't handle my truth. No, get the fuck out. Why don't you start something? Why don't you start something like unauthorized? It's so big now we literally have server issues. You go and see if people are dying to know about your heliocentric model where the earth is spinning 1,000 miles an hour, even though anybody that's ever been on an airplane knows that isn't possible. And why don't you go tell people how snipers have to factor in the Coriolis effect when any sniper will tell you that's a lie. Now you go to your little approved area on YouTube and you tell everybody why Copernicus was really a genius and not a weirdo pedophile that fucking didn't publish anything until after he was dead. And see how many people show up. And that's the real test. And then your gamma will kick in and you'll say, oh, they don't show up because they're stupid. No, the people in this chat are not stupid, motherfucker. Coddington Bear, you know what he does for a living? He's a math professor. So if you want to come here and insult my people, my intelligence, what I'm saying with your little snippy bullshit, go start your own saloon. Go pour your own gravy. But no one likes poison gravy. I would rather have dry biscuits. And it's even hard for me to say this. I would rather have my biscuits dry. I would rather eat a dry biscuit than dip it in your poison fucking gravy. All right. Refraction, always the lame duck answer. Oh, it's crazy. A mirage. The Chicago skyline's a mirage. What about the salt flats? Mirage. How does a lighthouse work? Oh, the light bends. Oh, but it doesn't bend from 100 million light years away from that star. And it goes through a vacuum, even though a wave can't go through a vacuum. Oh, it's a particle, though. So it's a straight shot. The distance is the distance light travels in a year for 100 million years. So those particles go, shut up! No one believes it. It's all such a steaming pile of lies that it will burn. And life is not getting worse, it's getting better. It's like the golden age is returning. You can feel it. You can feel people waking up to this shit. You can feel people wanting to have actual conversations and not just be like, oh, Squatting Thunder Bear brings up a really good point. Man, I love watching men lie for money. I know, dry biscuit. Yeah, I would rather have my biscuits dry. I fucking love your passion. Oh, sweet. We're all fired up, but watch the caps. Thank you, Anchor Bear. Are you guys getting fired up? We see too far. We see too far. And worship God only. And by the way, do what you want, but don't sow shit. Don't worship creation, worship creator. Because that's another thing. When you start seeing how beautiful the world is, that's another trap. Like, I'm starting to see how fucking beautiful this creation is. And it's easy to fall into being like, wow, that's what idol worship is you start being like, the sun, the moon. No, it's who made it. And always stick to creator, not creation. Those are two of the biggest, those are just two of the best advice I can give out. Because the more you see, the more you'll want to worship idols. Because it's so beautiful. It's so fucking beautiful. Like the spinning ball, and that's why it's called a prison planet. It's kind of funny, actually. Prison planet. The concept of planet is the prison. Prison planet. Isn't that funny? Ha ha ha! Planet is the prison. You're in the prison when you see and all it is, just drop the T from planet. Plane. That's all it is. I can see for miles. Yeah, 8 inches per mile squared. And the one world religion is science. Worship the creator, not the creation. And that's so fundamental. You can argue all day long about, whether or not Joseph Smith was sent from God or not sent from God. And did Jesus die or not die? 3 days, blah, blah. But creator. Like Jesus, my belief, Jesus Christ, the Messiah, sent from God, crucified, rose 3 days later. That's my belief as a Christian. To me, that's absolutely true. There is no argument that he wasn't good. That's a lie. And I won't trust or respect anybody that looks at me in the eye and says Jesus Christ was a criminal. He was not good. He did not speak truth. He did not have good intentions. He deserved to die. That makes you an inverted little shit. Debating theology is fine, as long as just don't speak a lie. And don't worship the creation. Don't worship material. Worship the creator. And when you do that, you can really explore a lot of shit and really enjoy your life. God created Trump, created Nancy Pelosi. God created all of it. And it gives you a lot of peace. And it's one of the reasons that I can talk about politics and I get fired up, because it's like you really do start seeing like this is God's creation. All of it. God created the Jews. I mean, I'm not going to say it was a mistake. It wasn't his best work. I'm just joking, Jews. Creator, not creation. Engineers can easily slip. Exactly. Engineers, and my wife has her master's in engineering. I get it. I get along great with engineers. I get along great with people that are meticulous with stuff. But it's like the creator of all. Nancy, I'm not sure, BB. I was trying to make a point, though. Yeah, I had to say somebody. Jesus hung out with the tax collectors. That's where the real gravy was. The gravy wasn't sitting around with other people that just were like, Jesus, you're crushing, you know? Look at all these fish. He hung out with the tax collector. And that's the real gravy, man. That's the real gravy. Inverted shit. Now don't invert the world. Don't invert the world on me. And that's one reason why I started seeing Muslims differently, is because like as people are sending money and worshiping Ben Shapiro as this great facts don't care about your feelings, he hates Jesus. Hates. And the Muslims simply just didn't view him the same way I did, but gave like literally say peace be upon him when they speak his name. And so I was like, okay, one is a disagreement in details. The other is an absolute inversion of reality. There is no argument that Jesus Christ was bad. You know, you can't view him as a bad man. That's like saying the sun is dark. That just isn't possible. Jesus even hung out with short dudes. How dare you, hand-drawn bear? I'm about to ban you for life. Some engineer put my oil filter. For the engineers, don't forget to ask why once you know the how. Right, exactly. Jesus turned water to gravy. Hilarious. We must pray for the grabbers. Vengeance is for the Lord. Exactly. And it really, dude, it's freeing as fuck praying for the grabbers. Because it's like you see what their life becomes. Like Alan Dershowitz is standing on a pile of money. And all he has in his life at the end of his life is he's like, all he feels is persecuted. They've been coming at the Jew for thousands of years. He's alleged to have raped children, guys. Think about what his day is like. Like he's in hell. Prison. You don't have to put bars around people to be in prison, and sometimes bars free people. I know people that have been to prison and that's where they got sober. That's where they found God. The material is simply the material. And I don't want to go to prison. No one wants to go to prison, but like prison is waking up in the morning and looking at the sun and it's dark, or looking at your wife and feeling resentment, or looking at your child and feeling envy. That's prison. Bars aren't prison. They also believe in the Immaculate Conception. Yeah, it's like the Muslim lie is crazy. It's just fucking insane. And now that I see why, Weinstein is now claiming he's the victim. Of course, they have to. Guys, people forget Roman Polanski first claimed he didn't rape that 13-year-old. And how dare you? I just lost a wife. You come at a man who buried his wife the same year. And then once the facts were so obvious, he said, how dare you? It's European. You know, we just don't see sex the way you ignorant Americans see sex. They will never, ever be just simply say this is reality, or sorry, or they have to not only deny but be the victim. It's always the victim, and that's the upside down. That's prison. That's what prison is. Prison Planet. Dershowitz is a proud defender of rapists, pedophiles, criminals. Yeah, but see, here's the thing. It's like, do you want to be that guy? This is what's so freeing. And this is what I hope my message really is don't be like, oh, that guy walks the streets. Oh, he's in fucking hell. Like, the fight is at home. The fight's in your heart. The fight's in your bedroom. The fight is can you and your wife get along with politics existing? You know? It's like, it's all about division. You know, Obama, the divider. That was the bomb that Obama dropped. The divider. You know, the victim status of the black, the victim status of the white, just victim, division. That just look past right, left. Right, left is the march of slaves. Right, left. It's the march of slaves. All done with the Rockets, BB. All right. You know, I've been going off a little bit today. Well, I was planning on talking to Weiss, but he bailed last minute. So I'm just kind of playing rock. I mean, I've given you guys a lot of rocket gravy. I've been looking, and it looks nice to find some overshare. Muslims worship idols, idolatry. Hey, Turd Ferguson. You're banned. Muslims worship idols. Unlike me, the Catholic who worships only God, next to the golden statue of Moloch and the giant Bona and the palace of gold. Unlike me, the Muslim worships the black cube, which of course is Saturn, you know, time itself. I'm outside of time. It's hilarious. To be or not to be is definitely the question. I think that's a gay question. Hey, BB, told my fiance I'd try my best to get her verified. Curly Fries, welcome. There's some good bear openings. We just had to ban some dead wood. I mean, I'm just asking questions here. I've seen the launch in Cape Canaveral, and guys, it falls right in the ocean. There is no video. If it was a lie, why would they have to do all this video cutting and all this bullshit? It's one thing if you are untrusting of Muslims or you don't like their theology or whatever, but like, don't come in here and act like a fucking hypocrite. Don't come in here and be like, they idol worship, unlike me. Everybody battles idol worship. Everybody battles pride. Like my fucking chicken coop. I build it. I'm like, wow, this is a very special chicken coop. Everybody battles it. And if you don't admit that, you're a liar. Everybody battles. Like, oh, look at this 1965 Corvette. Think about all the BJs I can get in there. Or like when you look at how beautiful your wife is. I have the most beautiful wife. Or it's like, my kids are so smart. Everybody battles it. So when you fucking come in here and you say, Muslims, we're idol worship, unlike me who's above it all. I'm above. You're a fucking liar. Lies. No rockets launched from non-coastal areas. Exactly, Honda Bear. Why don't they ever launch from Kansas? Why is it always right next to a place in the ocean that no one's legally allowed to explore? I love this community so much. Such a blessing to find. Thank you for saying that, because there was some anti-gravy in here earlier. Send a drone to follow the rockets fall into the ocean. Yeah, but see, these people like Squatting Thunder Bear could watch that drone footage and say, yes, but did you notice, guys, 8 inches per mile squared. Like, they just keep dancing. Okay, so 10 miles, it's 800 inches, 66.6 feet. So how in the fuck could a lighthouse shine onto, let's say, 40 miles out? 40 miles out is 1,600 times 800, and then 16, 12, 1,200 and something. So that's like 1,000 feet. I don't know. 1,000 feet. Roughly 1,000 feet. How does so do you have 1,000-foot lighthouses? No, but see, the light bends, but it doesn't bend in the vacuum space over 100 million miles or 100 million light years. How does it even function in a vacuum as a wave? It's a particle too. Okay, so what causes the light to bend? The atmosphere. So the atmosphere causes light to bend. Yes. How? Is it the oxygen particles bump into the... It's just like, stop, leave. And that's one reason why people value this saloon, is I will literally just kick them out. I have no I put no value in just numbers. It's quality. It's like, because the endless lie on top of lie on just, who is your master? Look at me in the eye. I know who your master is when you do this shit. The father of lies. When I say, how the fuck does a boat see a lighthouse 40 miles out and you don't even show any sign of interest? Your mind doesn't even just say, wow, good question. You immediately are trying to think of a lie. Immediately. I see it in your eyes, guys. I'm very perceptive. It's like when I say that and someone just goes, well, I mean, clearly the ionosphere. What's the ionosphere? It's where the light bounces. It's just endless. I can see your mind not even show fascination because so many people have never even thought about it. Kind of like what Panda Bear just brought up, where it's like, why only coastal cities? Well, so that's clearly, they never launched from Houston. They just talked to Houston. Why they keep launching right next to the water? Well, I mean, clearly what they do is they want to stay away from high population areas, so they don't give a shit about Miami. Well, no, I mean, it's just a percentage of, so they don't care about human life. It's only percentage. So it's just the probability of killing a bunch of people. I mean, these are things that, so then why not build a launch pad, 100 miles out into the ocean? Because then the probability goes to zero. Well, that would cost too much money. Oh, so 58 million a day. No, I mean, you sir, you need to be banned. You're anti-Semitic. Cape Canaveral CC is 33, obviously. Yeah, it's 33 degrees. Exactly, BB. No curiosity. And that's when you know they're a liar. That's the best way to spot a liar, is when you bring up a good point and they just immediately go into defense. They're backpedaling. 40 miles is 1,066.66 feet. Nice. So at 40 miles out into the ocean, if you can see a lighthouse, that would mean the lighthouse has to be 1,000 feet tall. A 1,000-foot lighthouse, which is over 100 stories of a building. You're looking at some of the biggest buildings in the world, and you still wouldn't see the light on top because the curve would be too severe. So, therefore, 0 lighthouses would function at all. Well, but it curves, you see. Just like the Earth, the light curves. Have you proven that? It's just so obvious I don't have to. The light, well, we can do experiments on what curves light. I thought light was a constant, equals mc squared. So if basic oxygen can curve light, or air pressure can curve light, then it no longer is a constant. Equals mc squared is meaningless because c is the speed of light, which is allegedly 186,000 miles per second, right? 186,000 miles per second is the speed of light. And it's so consistent that we can use that as a constant, that energy equals matter. Okay, so if it curves based on air, it isn't a constant because that would mean it affects its speed. If something curves because of atmospheric pressure, it would have no constant speed. So which one is it, motherfucker? Is E equals to mc squared complete nonsense, which it is, or is light incapable of curving? Well, you see, if you had a PhD like me and Squatting Thunder Bear, if you had your proper credentials and you put a big cube on your fucking head, like a big square, and you wore the black Saturnian robes, and someone gave you a scroll that said you are the special boy because you were willing to go into $250,000 in debt, then you would know that refraction, you see, is another word that I can say that no one understands enough. Light refracts. So it refracts through air, so it can't be a constant because if it changes direction, it means it changes speed. Just like with sound, the Doppler effect. If there's a delay. Oh, no, but see, if you had the scrolls, oh, so what you have is a religion. You have a one-world religion with blasphemy laws. And if I'm going to go against your blasphemy laws, you kick me off. Oh, so you don't like your technology? Well, interesting enough, the technology is the reason that we can prove that the Earth is not a spinning fucking ball. Because we can see too far. You special boy with your special boy scrolls. All right. BB, none of this can be true because you're not wearing a NASA coat. I love it. The diploma is a special boy certificate. The diploma says you're so fucking stupid you're willing to go into $250,000 of debt for a piece of paper. So that means you are a special boy. You're a special needs boy because you're so dumb you think that knowledge comes from debt and sodomy. You're fucking dumb. It's fucking flat. But see, if you knew the scrolls, you see, the basic cornered contradiction is where it all works. It's like, so is the speed of light a constant or not? Of course it's a constant. E equals mc squared. Okay, so how does light bend? What do you see? When the curve of the earth is not seen, which is all the time, it's never been seen. That means that the light itself is bent. Okay, so if something bends its trajectory, that means it changes speed by definition, because that's a change. That's a change in speed. No, it does not change in speed. Oh, if it's a constant in, it just never ends. But my scrolls, I have magic scrolls. Kumia tested positive for Down syndrome. Yeah, he apologized though, and I accept that. I accept his apology. I was born and raised in Cape Canaveral and couldn't understand the fascination. I always hated the shuttle in space. Well, there's videos of little kids watching those rockets go off, and they're like, why does it look like it's going down? And parents are like, oh, you don't understand. You don't have the scrolls, you see. You're merely a child with a curiosity and ability to see like God himself. NASA is now doing damage control, claiming... See, this is when things get really interesting, though. I'm crying into my biscuits. Yeah, it's pretty funny. Loving the stream. Yeah, me too. I'm going to open some mail in a second. Anyone who defends their incompetence with a college degree isn't told denial of truth. I know. Did you major in women's studies? But see, what you don't have to understand is no one knew anything until they got the scroll. See, we are above religion. We do not believe in miracles and nonsense like there was a creator of all this. No, this came from nothing. And it exploded. How did nothing explode? Be quiet, insolent child. You have not gone into $250,000 of debt and taken the sodomy. Nothing exploded, and then everything came from it. So how did life happen? Not chaos. Bacteria just fucked and sucked each other off until little tiny changes in the bacteria would happen. And over time, the environment would influence the bacteria until little organelles would grow like a mitochondria. You know, the mighty mitochondria, the producer of the energy, would just come out of chaos because of changes in the DNA structure. Okay, so have you ever witnessed that? Oh, no. We cannot witness that because it takes too much time, you see. Billions of hundreds of Yeah, but see, some bacteria has a life cycle of like a second. So it could be 60 generations in a minute, 3,600 generations in an hour. You could witness a longer amount of generations in one day than you could all of human existence. And then, only then can we see like bacteria become multicelled or something else. No, how dare you, boy? You do not have the training, you see, to understand that what you just said is blasphemy. Now you must get off YouTube, because the fact we've never seen or tested any of these theories does not matter, you see, because we have science. We have Neil deGrasse Tyson, a black man, it shows that even the blacks can become elevated in the world of science. Not just simple bike thieves. If they kneel deGrasse, will you get on your knees, Neil? That's why we call him Neil, because he's always on his knees, filleting the devil's penis. Big laughs. Yeah, high energy today. It's true. I do have a lot of high energy. I feel good. That was hilarious. Thank you. Perfect. How dare you? It's how dare you. Yeah. Is he still streaming, or is my internet just shit? Your internet shit, Copenhagen Bear. I'm guessing it's because you live in Copenhagen. Neil, grab my ass, Tyson. School is dumb and gay. Yes, it is. It is dumb and gay. How dare you, boy? But we can witness evolution. We can witness one species become another species simply because the life cycle of an entire generation of a certain type of bacteria is 1 second. Therefore, we can witness what would take hundreds of millions of years for a primate in like a few days. How fascinating is that? Who brought in the buzzkill? Buzzkill. No, I'm setting up an experiment so we can prove your theories. Prove the theories? Prove the theories? How dare you? A theory is only good in good science and in reality and fact if it has never been seen, never been replicated, and cannot be explained. Like gravity. Gravity is the perfect theory, boy, because you can't see it, describe it, explain it, replicate it, or see it anywhere else except for the mind of retards. My internet is shit too, I guess. Nah, yeah, maybe it's shit. There's no grappling happening with this. Neil, my ass, it's tight, son. It's like all these theories, the theory of evolution. The theory of evolution is so bad. It's not even close to possible. But see, this is when things get exciting. School is feminized. It is. It's avoiding conflict. Look at Squatting Thunder Bear as an example. That's a perfect example of people avoiding conflict. Avoiding the reality will get you so feminized that you can't take basic directions from another man. I've told him privately and publicly to not ankle bite. That if he wants to try and prove globe earth at his channel, great. He can be a bear, he can crush, he can come here, hang out, all he wants. He couldn't follow directions. That's feminine behavior. A man tells you, this is my place. You can do whatever you want in your area. Do not come here and do that. And he's like, okay. And then he just, I've seen many rocket launches and I'm a special boy. I was told I'm a special boy. I'm an engineer. You see, I'm an engineer. No. You're gone now. And I warned you privately, publicly, several times. And this will now be seen as a cautionary tale. The world needs more of those. And when you're lonely and you miss the bears and then you're going to, like, this is what's happened in the past. They're like, I'm sorry, Big Bear. I miss the bears. I go into other chat rooms and all it is nonsense. Chaos, you see. It's all just people screaming and yelling all the time. I miss your chat room, Big Bear. Can I please come back? No. The reason that this chat room has so much quality is because people have respect. And every time someone acts like a psychopath, I kick them out. And then from their little corners of nonsense land, they can say, Owen has lost his mind. He is banning anyone that disagrees with him. You see, I was with Owen before. He turned on all his friends and he turned on everyone. He turned on truth itself. He is a blasphemer of science. And now if you don't get along with him, he just bans you. Well, where are you now? Oh, we're just in these chat rooms that suck. Everything sucks. It's all yelling and chaos. Well, maybe now you understand why I ban yelling. Why I ban nonsense, why I ban despair, why I ban all of it, and why people come here. Why we have value. It's not a mystery, guys. It's not a mystery why there's value here. Because it's part of the internet that isn't filled with noise and lies and yelling and chaos and despair. And for people to say, don't talk politics. I don't come here to talk about politics. You sir, go back to talking about how great life is all the time. No, I just talk honestly. When Trump fucks up, I point it out, and I say that won't be tolerated. Trump is not my savior. Jesus Christ is my savior. Trump works for me. He is the government. We elect him to do a fucking job. If he doesn't do the job, he fails us. And when people are so cucked that they say, but the optics, Big Bear. He told us he didn't take money from the optic guys. So his optics. So who he cares about is a very, 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 very small group of people with billions of dollars, and they have an agenda. And so he cares about serving those people and not the people who put him in office. But see, QAnon, Big Bear, they're saving Israel for last. Well, they just made free speech illegal in schools. So how about, if you're going to save Israel for last, well, you do it. Don't take away my God-given rights. But if you bring it up, I must tell you to stop. Oh no, the noise. No, then you can go. You go make your own paradise. You go make a place where despair, where negativity is never addressed. And guess what? That will become ultimate despair. Because people don't come here just so I give them a rah-rah pep talk. They come here because I say what I believe. And the reality is you should have no despair. The truth is that life is great. and that the love and gratitude you will receive from just simply speaking and living the truth, having a family, achieving goals in your land, in your area, in your community. America is built from the ground up. Make your own food. Hang out with your neighbors. Give each other cards. Like yesterday, my son made a Christmas card for my neighbor's daughter. It was very touching. There's nothing, you will never see that on CNN. You will never see that on Fox News, on Twitter, on Facebook. They kicked me off all those places because I'm showing you a world without despair in it. And if I want to address briefly that Donald Trump went ahead and signed an executive order making truth illegal, I will do that because I'm not here to give rah-rah speeches that are fake. It's true. And that's why it works. That's why people write me letters that they kicked heroin and have children now. Because I'm not lying like some of these fucking brand people. It's like, well, I'm the positivity guy. No matter how bad your day is, I'll show you, I'll just be mountain biking and show you really nice pictures. He's a liar, and that doesn't do anything. It only makes you sad because it's a fake world. My world isn't fake. I got too much fucking fat around my gut. I should have combed my hair. I'm wearing a shirt that's covered in chicken shit. This isn't like a place where you just come to feel good. You feel good because life is good. And if people want to tell me how to talk or that this isn't what they came for, you can't leave fast enough. Well, Big Bear, I've been researching unauthorized.tv and I just, why don't you have live streaming? I don't know. Why don't you get the fuck out? It's like thousands and thousands and thousands of people go to unauthorized every day to watch good videos about good shit and real shit. History, farming, my crazy rants about NASA. And if you have a problem, go to the Daily Wire. There's plenty of places that will serve your needs. I don't serve your needs. You're not my master. Your little dollar bills in your fucking faggy little pockets are not my goal. All right. Logos is beautiful. Yes. All right. My own family hates how happy my family and I are. I don't get it. It's envy. The devil is the envious one. And by the way, your family isn't the devil. These are forces that can enter people, all people. You can't kill people to kill evil. It doesn't fucking work at all. Your family's experiencing envy. Misery loves company. It's as old as time. It's like your family sees how happy you are. There's people in my life that won't hang with me now that I don't drink. People very close to me because they won't even know what to do and they think it will highlight their alcohol problems. I get it. It sucks, but it is. It is what it is. If you're happy and you're healthy and you're sober, there will be people in your life that you love and that you would love in your life that don't want to be around you anymore. And they're not the devil. They're not evil. They're just people like all of us. And they don't want their weaknesses highlighted because you're good. Because when you're happy, when you're grateful, it shines a light on them. How are they going to complain all day because they can't afford a boat when you don't have a boat and you're happy? Now they can't do it anymore. So now they want you not around them because they don't want to face reality. Thank you. Don't let the door hit you in the ass. Exactly. All right, let's open some mail. And I've been through hell. And it's like, I know, I value the truth. I wanted, Andrew Klavan talked some shit about me yesterday. Don't troll him. He's not the enemy. It's not a big deal. He's just a guy trying to sell some wine with some promo codes. And, because there's a whole Daily Wire thing where it started with the guy they call the God King, Jeremy Boring. His literal name's Jeremy Boring. And he went off again about how I talked about it the other day. And then Ben Shapiro retweeted it and just said like this. And then Andrew Klavan said that I was like crazy or something. And I almost wanted to say to Klavan, like, buddy, you got kicked out of Hollywood to speak the truth, man. Like, this is the worst of both worlds. He doesn't get $500,000 a year for Hollywood scripts. So why are you still lying? Like, the whole point of leaving Hollywood is so that you can speak the truth. We all know I'm not crazy. We all know that I'm a happy family man who's doing quite well. It's very obvious. Those lies only work on people that are completely ignorant to me. So why lie to your own audience for when you've left Hollywood? It's like, it's the worst of both worlds. You know, you're now serving another little master. You make way more money in Hollywood, guys. There's nothing better than to be able to speak the truth. If you're going to lie, get paid. You know, Andrew Klavan is now selling online wine with a promo code Klavan. Fine. Do what you got to do for truth, man. But like, if you're going to do that, at least don't lie anymore. It's like, because why not just sell a script for $1 million? You know how Hollywood works, Klavan. If you're going to be a liar for money, do it. Don't just fucking work for Jeremy Boring and lie. That's pathetic. Unreal. Yeah, Klavan confuses me. He got out of hell and still hangs with deceivers. It makes no sense. Plus his head, but he's not my enemy. He is what he is. It's like, he's just like, Owen Benjamin's crazy. No, it's because I represent the right wing that will criticize Trump. They don't like that. Not one bit. When Trump signs an executive order that you can't criticize Israel, I say, hey, wait, this is bullshit. They like the right wing that like the Charlie Kirk right. That's like, oh yeah, I mean, anything for Israel. Trump is a great, you know. And you're like, no, I happen to like Trump as a president. I like what he represents. I think he's funny. But I'm not going to support that. I'm not going to sit back and say, oh, yeah, that's great. You know, saving Israel for last. In the meantime, he's going to sign executive orders that will last into my children's lifetime where you're not allowed to criticize Israel. But it's optics. How about some optics where he signs those orders so that we no longer get kicked off YouTube? Or that we no longer get flooded with migrant workers so that our family men make more than fucking $8 an hour. It's not about racism, guys. I know everybody here knows that, but just in case you're new, it's because flooding a country with workers lowers the bargaining ability of our workers. Let's say you have a guy who makes 20 an hour, and then you have a Guatemalan with a face tattoo who's willing to do it for 5. Now the guy who works for 20 an hour has to only ask for like 9 because, you know, the employer will be like, well, the family man doesn't have a face tattoo and probably won't rape my daughter, but, you know, 5, that's all it is. That's all it is. That's why we don't want more immigrants. Because some people don't understand that because the media will never tell them, and neither will the schools. It's not because, oh, you hate brown skin. No. If you flooded us with Swedish migrants that were willing to work for $5 an hour, now the mother and the father both have to work and no one can raise the kids. The kids end up being indoctrinated by schools and everything falls to shit. That's why a lot of people aren't having kids because they can't have a mother at home. My strategy, this is what I tell people, is lower your needs. You know, it's like, because you can't fight that. You can't fight that. It's bigger than all of us. Having children and having mothers for children is a blessing from God. And to get there, you have to get around this shit that we're dealing with. So what you have to do is never buy new clothes, never eat out, lower your expenses to a point of that you didn't even think was possible. You know, live in a yurt if you have to. Oh, I have to be able to own my house and it's 4-bedroom in case we have enough. No. Go as low as you can. Because do not sacrifice children and mothers and marriage and the American way for money. And I know that because no one's telling people that that's an option. Everyone's saying, well, you know, no, you have to be able to almost accept poverty at this point and then grow from there. And that's how you grow people that have kids. Men fight who have children. Men get through shit who have children. Women who have babies will oppose abortion because they see it. They know what life is. All these retarded women in colleges, they don't even know what abortion is. I used to be one of those guys. Oh, pro-choice, women's right. Once you see a pregnancy, once you see a birth, you want to change abortion legislation? That's how you do it. More fucking mothers. You want fathers who have little kids that they want to be able to enjoy the America that they had. Fathers that plant trees that will create fruit that their father will never probably be able to enjoy because it takes 30 years. That's what you want. How do you get it? You're not going to be able to vote it in, obviously. Trump ran on this entire platform, and now all he's doing is making it illegal to make fun of Jew noses. Like, accept poverty. Because I'll tell you what, a lot of people, a lot of our ancestors that went through the Great Depression, gardening and working and community and praying, were happier, less resentful people, more grateful, more children, which is wealth. That's how you do it. Don't get into debt. Don't feel envious. Don't think that government will save you, because it will not. Accept that you're going to be poor. And you're going to have a woman who loves you because you're willing to do what has to be done. And women love that. They don't need fancy shit. That's a lie from the media in Hollywood. They need to lie to you all the time. Oh, you need a Lamborghini. You need a really high-paying job. No, fuck that. Women want legends. Someone that says, have my baby. We will make it work. That's what they want. They don't want you to know that. And I'm willing to tell you that, and that's why they kick me off platforms. And so if gamma males want to come here and sneakily, oh, I've seen rocket launches, get the fuck out. I've been through a lot to get to this point. A lot. And people need to know that they are wasting their life chasing promo codes and gold if it means they can't have children. All right. So many of the alt-right kids I know just whine and whine and whine about Trump but do nothing. Exactly. I'm not here to whine about Trump. I just brought something up. I don't care about Trump. Trump doesn't affect me. His name sounds like a fart. Trump. Trumpet. He sounds stupid. I don't love or hate him. I just don't care. I worry. This morning I was up at 6 a.m, milking goats, fixing a fucking chicken coop, playing with my kids, teaching my kids, kissing my wife, eating like bacon. Not enough bacon, obviously. But like, I don't have fucking time to think about Trump. It was just I was just talking to Devin Stack about that from Blackpill, and I brought it up and people spiraled. They're like, oh no, not our trumpet, not our orange man. You're so fucking full of hatred for the left and Muslims and impeachment and the media that you don't even see that this guy isn't doing anything. And it's not about, I'm not affecting morale. My morale has never been higher. I wake up every morning and put on work boots and shovel shit with a smile on my face. All right. Merry Christmas. Logos become flesh. John 1:14. Honey gravel for gravy babble. Thank you. I don't care what Trump does. I'm just glad he's not black. Or a woman. Thank you. Or gay. Owen, I'm watching your video 682, Why They Hate God, and about halfway through, you mentioned you fast 16 hours a day to control your weight, but you said it wasn't working too well. Here is some anecdotal evidence you might find helpful. I don't really care. By the way, I don't care as much now because I had a great talk with Amy about it. She's like, yeah, you used to be skinnier, but now you're just like a man. She's like, you never used to be able to grow a beard. I'm like, that's a good point. She's like, yeah, there's a shift in your just overall physical status. And she's like, it's not bad. It's just male. She's like, you're a dad now. She's like, you're not skinny. You have a giant beard. Like, I didn't used to be able to grow beards. So I just see whatever it is as a blessing. I'm not going to have abs anymore. But she was like, you look good in photos, but like when I'd hug you, you felt kind of feminine. Like I was too skinny. And I was like, oh. And she's like, just accept it. You eat very healthy. You know, I don't drink alcohol. I don't do drugs. I eat very healthy, and this is how I look. It's fine. And there was like this huge peace washed over me. Because in my mind, I'm still like ripped. I'm just a little fat right now. And I'm like, and Amy was like, no, you're like a dad who just now has a giant beard. I'm like, oh yeah. She's like, yeah, I like you how you are. But see, Amy's so concerned. Yeah, your beard is thicker now. Way thicker. You know what? I look at old videos of me and my face looks thinner. And I'm like, oh, man. But I look a little feminine. I don't know.